Hello and welcome to Costa Chatter News. We have a legal special today. I'm here at Golden Mile Law Firm with Maria Carmen. They have offices in Fuengirola and Marbella. Hello, lovely to see you as always.
Thank you.
Today we're going to go through, to us as an estate agent and a real estate lawyer, is probably a simpler process, but for somebody buying a property, it's really important to know what's involved when you are purchasing a property in Spain. So Maria Carmen is going to fill us in on the stages and the steps.
Okay, first thing that I always explain to the client is that the most difficult part of the process is choosing the property. So
yeah, we know that. That's my job.
we already also know, and for us, when the client is decide to buy a property, we start the process with the signature of the power of attorney. We make this document in front of the notary office, and in this document we include all the necessary faculties that we need to move forward on behalf of the client.
Yeah. Can I ask one thing, because the word, power of attorney seems to scare people, but you can limit the powers that you have just for the purchase of the property. You're not given a wide range of control over somebody's finances. Can you please explain that?
Yes, of course. In this power of attorney, we include a standard, the most simple conditions, faculties that we need to make the process in the name of the client. And sometimes when the client are not very comfortable with the power of attorney, we also include some limits. For example, we just include the concrete property that the client is going to buy,
yes,
for example.
Just the one specific property.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This makes the client to feel sometimes more calmer.
Yeah.
This is something that we, from our law firm, we completely understand.
Yeah. And then what are the next stages of purchase then?
After this power of attorney, we start what we call the due diligence of the property. According to the due diligence, we need different documents from the seller, LPO, first occupation license, certificates from the town hall, EB receipts. Depending on the property, we need different documents from the seller, in the case that we are representing the buyer, and then we make the complete due diligence of the property. We check that the property is fulfills with all the requirements, yes, according to law.
Yes. And then the next stage is then a reservation deposit, obviously depending on the amount of the purchase. It's usually around 6,000 for the reservation deposit. Then the next stage is the PPC, and this is where a lot of people get confused. Can you explain what the PPC contract is?
The PPC is the private purchase contract. In this contract, what both parties agree is to make the deal closer, more harder, I will mean. This is just because in this private purchase contract, the buyer is paying the 10% of the price to the seller party. In this contract, we include the penalty that is included in our civil code that says that in case of non-fulfillment from the buyer, he will lose the money paid, and in case of non-fulfillment from the seller, he's obligated to give back the double of the money paid.
Yeah.
This makes the process.
So really, when you get to the private purchase contract, both sides are really locked into the arrangement, but there obviously have been cases where people have to back out under some circumstances, but it's very unusual.
It's very unusual, and which is more, this is the sense of the private purchase contract, is because we include all the necessary requirements that the property should have to complete the process. This means that if one of these requirements is not in the property, then we are entitled, each party will be entitled to solve the contract and not have any penalty. Okay, so at the end, what we try with this private purchase contract is to make the process completely safe and also to get it, yes, locked for both parties.
And then continue with then the process as it comes to its finale and the costs that people buying in Spain should expect.
Finally, when the process is going, yes, to an end, we find the final title deed of purchase. It's the final document that has to be signed also in front of the notary office, and in this final document we will find all the conditions and details of the property. This is the document that will be sent to the land registry, and the property will be registered in the name of the buyer.
Yeah. And obviously you've encountered over your career some easy purchases, some difficult purchases. I know from my perspective, I had $1 million plus property and they were fighting over the carpets. I'm sure you've seen some fights in your day, but it seems to me that at Golden Mile you always seem to resolve and settle matters, and this is always in the best interests of everybody.
I think that when we are working on this area of the law, we are here to solve the deal.
Yes.
To make it simple to find the solution of the deal.
Yes.
So I can tell you that I cannot even remember one deal that has been broken from our side, just because we look for the solution, the safe solution for the client, and try to avoid any bad situation for any of the parties in the process.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to make people feel calmer about their purchase in Spain?
Yeah, I always say to the client that if they are really interested in buying a property in Spain, they can feel that they will feel that it's a very comfortable process for them when they have a lawyer that will represent them, and also is very, very safe, very secure for them, because in Spain all the process is made in front of public authorities, which this made, of course, the process very, very secure for them.
Well, we certainly feel very secure with Golden Mile. I'd really like to thank you so much. Maria Carmen and I will be doing quite a few legal specials. One of her specialties in our next legal special, we'll be talking about the areas of the short-term licence, which is very debatable. But in the meantime, thank you so much for your time. And if you do want to get in contact with Maria Carmen, then please do contact Golden Mile, or you can WhatsApp me, Lisa Burgess at Costa Property on 0034 634 090951. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye.